Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Doctor Who action figure review. For today's edition and all of these Doctor Who action figure reviews, which I have been doing now for God knows how long, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new B&M set. Yes, it's the Companions of the Fourth Doctor set, and I can tell you straight away that this is the most anticipated action figure set to come out in years. It is the best one to come out this year, that is for sure. So first off, let's take a look at the packaging with myself on camera. In terms of the packaging, not much has really changed. We have the same style guide for these action figure sets that were introduced in last year's B&M range. The only difference this time is we don't have a strip along the top here, which is very good because it means that we can see a bit more of the figures which are inside the box. Everything else is the same. You've got the Doctor Who logo, you've got the TARDIS, obviously you've got the window box with the figures inside, and it tells you who the figures are on the back again. Has the TARDIS on the side, and there's just another part of the window box. So overall, everything is all good on that front. There's nothing better than smelling brand new figures outside of the box, and it's especially very good for me because I've had trouble with my taste and smell very recently. Read from that what you will. Starting off with the figure which I have wanted for years. I did not think that this would ever happen. We've had a Sarah Jane figure in the range before, but it's been new series Sarah Jane, whereas this is the proper classic series Sarah Jane Smith for the first time ever, and hopefully we're going to be getting more of these in the near future. This is Sarah Jane Smith based on her appearances in Genesis of the Daleks and Revenge of the Cybermen. Both of those stories, of course, coming from the Fourth Doctor's first season, season 12. Looking at the detail of the face, looks like Elizabeth Sladen. The likeness is absolutely spot on. Character options have done an absolutely amazing job with this figure. It looked great in the prototype images, but actually having this in hand now, finally, it's so good. The face, the hair, just everything. Just all the curls and everything. It's just so good. Looks just like a young Elizabeth Sladen, and it's so sad that she never got to see this. God bless her soul. But she'll be looking down on this, and I'm pretty sure that she'll be happy with this. Looking at the main base of this figure, this is actually a Martha Jones body, which was used previously on like Last of the Time Lords outfit, which came out as a figure, of course. But they've repainted it, they've reused the sculpt, and it works very well. Her jacket has been just painted in a dark green, and the buttons have been painted black, and everything around the figure on the top and everything, it's all green. Trousers are very impressive, look like she's come out of the army with all the camouflage patterns with the sort of creamy colour and the shades of green and the brown. Very effective on this figure, and the boots have been painted brown and the soles have been painted black. The figure looks absolutely amazing, and I just cannot believe that we finally have this, because this is something that I thought would never happen, especially during the years when we weren't really getting any of these figures. I thought that the line was dead, but I think we're getting a renaissance for these figures, and I think this works very well. To finally have the complete TARDIS team from season 12 is just so satisfying. Having Tom Baker, Elizabeth Sladen and Ian Marter immortalised forever with these action figures is so good. Hopefully we get more Sarah Jane figures in the near future to go alongside the endless variants of the Fourth Doctor figures. One figure which I think is very durable for B&M is a Pyramids of Mars version, as that simply is a Gelf zombie body painted white, and then you can just stick the head of this figure onto that figure. Voila! In terms of articulation on Sarah, the head can do a 360-degree turn very easily, not hindered by anything with the hair or anything like that, so if you wish to do that, you can do so. And, you know, there's articulation joints in the shoulders, the biceps, the elbows, 360 at the wrists, the legs can move back and forth from side to side. There's no thigh articulation. There's articulation in the knees, and there's actually articulation 360 at the boots too, and the waist can do a 360-degree turn. So that's your articulation on Sarah Jane. I thought Sarah Jane Smith was a figure that we would never get, but oh my god, we've got both Romanas in this set. Just saying that out loud is just crazy. But yes, we have Mary Tamm's Romana, immortalised in action figure form. An absolute treat, and it's actually the first figure from the Key to Time season to get a release, if you don't count the Fourth Doctor or K9. This is also quite a surprising figure. When I looked at it at first, I wasn't really excited about it. I'd see it's the weakest figure of the set, but that's not to say that it's a bad figure. Obviously, we've got to address the elephant in the room. The costume that she's wearing is not accurate, but if they wanted to match the outfit which she wore in the Pirate Planet, then it would cost a bit more for character options to do. So I understand why they did what they've done here. What they've done is they've used the base figure of a Primeval figure. No idea what the character is because I've never watched Primeval and I never collected those figures, but who cares? I think that this figure does the job. It replicates somewhat what was seen in that story, and it makes for a nice figure. I do wish that we got a Reboss Operation version of this figure. That may still be a possibility in the future, who knows. But for now, I'm just so glad that we've got a Romana I figure. The face sculpt, actually having this in hand, it's remarkable. I think that the likeness to Mary Tamm, again, God bless her soul, is absolutely spot on with the slightly raised eyebrow, because she was a very sassy companion, one of the most glamorous assistants ever in Doctor Who history, and I think that character options have really done her justice, and even when you look at her from the side, looks very nice, and just the hair sculpt, it's beautiful with all the little curls in there and the little streaks of brown and black. It's so good. The likeness is just absolutely fantastic. This likeness alone makes this figure. Now, looking at the rest of the figure, it looks pretty plain because it's mainly white. You know, she's got white shoes, white trousers, she's got a white shirt, and the jacket is been painted pink. And it's quite interesting because it's like, I don't know, it sort of looks glittery in a way. That may just be me, it may just be the sort of paint applications they used. But I gotta say, it looks very good. Obviously they used a PVC for this, and I think it works very well. And I know what this is meant to be based off. I know this is meant to be a Pirate Planet Romana I, and it works very well, and I cannot wait to put this on the shelf alongside all the other figures in the collection. And I do hope that someday we do get stuff from the Key to Time season, because that's a season which I think is actually pretty cool. If we look at the articulation, the head once again can do a 360-degree turn. The articulation joints are also present with the shoulder, the bicep, the elbow, 360 at the wrist. You have articulation joints at the knees, the thighs, waist can do a 360, legs can move from side to side, back and forth.
and pretty much very similar to the Sarah Jane action figure, except there's no articulation at the boots, because obviously Romana here isn't wearing any boots, she's just wearing shoes. And here is the Fourth Doctor and K9. So this completes the set for season 16. Looks very, very nice on the shelf. And as I said, I'm very open to seeing more variants of this Romana in the future. I would really love a Reboss Operation version, because I think that may be her best outfit that she wore in the series. Last but not least in this set, it's the equally amazing Romana II figure. And just looking at this straight away, if we have a close look, the likeness to Lalla Ward is again amazing. All three of these figures have an amazing likeness, and this is no exception. The likeness to her is just spot on, and I love what they've done with the hair. Just the washes of the brown and little streaks of black in there really just made it look like how her hair was back in 1979. The outfit is probably her most famous outfit that she wore in the series, and it was her first outfit from Destiny of The Daleks. And what they've used here for this figure, the base figure, is actually a Sarah Jane Smith action figure, which is from the Sarah Jane Adventures line of toys. I don't have any of those to compare that to, so just take my word for it. So obviously there's a few inaccuracies here and there with the costume, but you know, who cares? I can tell what this is meant to be. I know straight away this is a Destiny of the Daleks version of this figure. Obviously the scarf is an additional sort of accessory with this. I believe it can be removable, but it is quite hard to do, like with the hair and stuff, and to be honest, it's not something I really want to do, because I think that the figure just kicks ass with the scarf on anyway. Brand new sculpt, just made out of PVC, nothing much, not much detail with this or anything like that. Obviously the main body of the figure has been painted in a light pink. It works very, very nicely. You've got stuff like the pockets, which have just been painted on. They've not been sculpted on because the original figure didn't have any sculpts. Buttons have been painted on. You've got the lapels, buttonholes, things like that, and even underneath with the shirt. Looks a little bit weird underneath, I'm not going to lie, but you can't really tell, like if you just cover it up with the jacket and the scarf. And again, you've got more of this with the sleeves. And honestly, this figure is just really good. I'm very happy that we've got this, because again, like the other figures, it's something that I just never ever thought that we'd ever get. So I'm just glad that we've got something. And just look at the legs. Again, you've got that pink motif. The boots are very nice. You've got the buckles at the top of the boots there, and they've been painted in a glossy brown. And honestly, I think I love this figure. I'm not sure if this is my favourite figure of the set, because I really love the Sarah Jane figure as well. Initially I thought that this was going to be my favourite figure in the set, just due to how much I love this outfit and how much I love Romana II as well. But I think mainly due to the fact that I love Elizabeth Sladen, I love Sarah Jane Smith, I'm going to have to go with the Sarah Jane figure. And the only reason I go with it is because I can't ignore the weird shirt thing which is underneath this figure. But otherwise, if you just ignore that, this is absolutely fantastic figure. And you know, character options, I've really delivered with this, and I'd love to see more of these Romana II action figures in the future as well. All three of these figures I would love to see more variants of in the future. Now, if we go with the articulation on this head, can do a 360-degree turn. Now, you would think that she can't because of the hair, but actually, I think the way that they've sculpted the hair, they've sculpted it in a way where you can do that, and it's quite good that they have done that, even though you don't really need to. As you can see, there's no bicep joints, so all you have here really is shoulder, elbow and wrist articulation on the arms. Legs can move out slightly from side to side, hindered by the coat, but that's fine, not too fussed about that. And again, it's hindered by going back and forth, so she can't really kick many of those damn Daleks, but it's fine. And she can move her knees back and forth. The release of Romana II also means that we have the complete TARDIS team for season 17, which is just mental. So we've completed seasons 12, 16 and 17 in just this one set alone. These three figures have really filled in quite a gap, and it just makes me so happy just saying that. And believe it or not, now we have all of the main companions of the Fourth Doctor, unless you want to count Adric as well, which at this stage we don't have a figure of him. But anything is possible now, because as I said earlier on, the fact that we have Sarah Jane and both are Romanas now is just mind-blowing, because these three are figures which I honestly did not think we would ever get. So we have from left to right Sarah Jane Smith, Harry Sullivan, Leela, Romana I, K9 Mark 1 and 2, I guess, and Romana II. Just absolutely fantastic. And now it is the end of the review, but the moment has been prepared for. Thank you so much for watching this action figure review, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. I have really enjoyed reviewing this, and I honestly can say I just cannot recommend this enough. This has to be the best set that Character Options have done in years. It is just amazing to know now we have a Sarah Jane and both Romanas to display on our shelves. It is something which was the stuff of my dreams, and if you asked me a few years ago, James, would you think that we get these figures? I would honestly say no. I don't think we get these. But there we go. Thank you so much. Please leave a like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for more Doctor Who action figure reviews. Next one, which is due for coming out in the next couple of days or so, is the Unit 1971 set, which is based off the Claws of Axos, which contains the Brigadier, Captain Mike Yates, and Sergeant John Benton. Stay tuned for that. But until then, take care. See you next time.